Hey everyone, this is RenderPy and this is part 8. In this part, I've completed the rooms. You can take a look. I'm trying to share this project on my Patreon, so I probably would zip it and upload it on Patreon so you can access it and play around with it. But the whole thing is that what we did was we created the rooms, all of them, the stairs. So I'm just going to show you, give them some materials. So simple modeling. I don't want to go through these simple modelings. I'm sure you can do it by yourself, just a few cubes and a little bit of ladders and fences. Then we've got these rooms. The way I structure there is we've got this upstairs stair area, and then we've got 1, 2, 3, and 4 room back there. Let me increase the speed a little bit so I can move faster. And the way it's been done, it's that I've put every space into one prefab. So for example, if this is bedroom 3, which is this part, I can show it and hide it, and you can see it's got everything with it. All the ceilings, floors, and all the rooms are in one prefab. Same for the rest of them. So this is the corridor, you can see. Pressing F, so it zooms in, and then we've got stay bedroom, room. This is the staff room, and then we've got this other bedroom 1. We named them, so that's bedroom 2, bedroom 1, staff room, and that's the other one is bedroom 3. And then we've got this space for the stairs, and another one for the hallway. Now over here you can see I've put some columns. The reason for the columns is that if I go inside it, and you can see that I've put everything into its own folder. So all the flooring is down here, all the walls are in here, and I've got the door frame separated, but not the doors. See, that's the thing. We don't have any doors here. Now, I need to give you a little bit of explanation that why we separated doors out and we're not putting the doors part of the room, because everything else is static and it's going to be baked in the light, but doors are not. And I want it to be easy, so I can put the whole environment as a static. Probably I would put 2 folders inside the environment. One is for the dynamic stuff and one is for the static stuff, and everything on the static, it would all be static, and the light would be baked. The light map would be baked. I will go through that. I will show you how we bake the light map and then how to set up the post-processing for that environment, so you get to understand everything in here. The reason I put the columns was that if I remove them, let's go and just pick something like this hallway and like hide the columns, you would realize that because of the way that we have created our wall segments, there's a section that you can see through. And this is bad because in the game then you realize that you can kind of look into the walls and you can see other rooms, and this is what we don't want. So this is something that you might want to do as well. And then I've got the ceilings. All ceilings are kind of similar. Yeah, the concrete one, same as the texture for these stairs. Yeah, nice one over here. And I've changed it a little bit. Like I've put this. I didn't, make the stairs come all the way and fill the wall. I just wanted this kind of corner, and then I'll probably fill it with some cupboards and things that I might do for the props later on. But yeah, so this is the plan, and you can categorize it like the first level and the second level and the stairways and whatever you want. But my point right now is to make sure that we can walk through it. Now, for walking through this, I am not going to invent the wheels. I'm going to use what is out there, and I know this is a tutorial, but I'm not going to use free stuff here. So let's go for this one. Okay, so I usually use this Game Creator 2. This is what I want to use. Now, this does not have first person kind of interaction system. So we will create that ourselves, or I would use a different library for that one. But for now, the Game Creator 2 is what I'm going to use. Now, it's a little bit of pricey, we can see, but you can catch this when it's on sales, and it goes usually half a price. So this is the first one. This is the first asset that we're going to use, and I'm going to go and install it. So I would go inside my asset store, my assets, and just type, make sure that you are in my assets. You can purchase it, and then you have it in this list, and just say Game Creator 2. And now I can see it down here, Game Creator 2, and I can just download it. And yep, and then I'm going to press import. Now it requires Unity 6, so make sure that you have Unity. You'll be using Unity 6, so you're not worried about it. We would click on this install update. And then after installation, we get this kind of a listing that shows us what's going to be copied and installed in our project. And I'm just going to say import. It really doesn't matter if you've got a lower version or any higher version. I don't know, maybe by time this changed a little bit, but we're just going to use the core stuff, and the rest of it we're going to develop around this. So it's importing. I'm not going to let you watch this. I'm going to pause this video till it fully imports it. Okay, after it's been installed, you get this dialog showing up, and we'll talk about this later on. So for now, I'm just going to say, I'm going to uncheck this so it doesn't show it to me every time. I'm going to close this, and we go back to where we were. Now it's time to put our player in. For the player, what I would do is that for the game creator, actually, what we have is that when we right click on this hierarchy section, we would see that we've got this game creator section added, and now we can add our main camera or a camera shot and a player. So for now, I'm just going to add a player. Okay, you can see it's been placing it over here. Then I'm going to add a camera shot. Now for the camera shot is important because this is how Game Creator works. You need a camera shot to tell it like how I want to see this player or what kind of angle this player is supposed to be looking at. And now we at the moment it's just a fixed position, so wherever the camera is, it's going to just be looking at the player, and while you press WASD on your keyboard, the player is going to be moving around. But that's not what we want. We want it to be a first person, so I'm going to come over here, and first of all I'm going to say this is the main shot, and then I'm going to say click on this fixed position and change it to first person. We've got a few settings for the first person, and we're going to go through these one by one and try to adjust it as we like. And then I'm going to put this camera shot under the camera section. And I'm going to click on my main camera. You would realize that my main camera now has this new component added to it, which is the main camera. And then we've got this camera shot assigned to it. Now this is done by Game Creator whenever we created the camera shot and checked box that it's the main one. So this should be fine. The only thing I probably want to do here is to just change this near from 0.3 to 0 and let it adjust the minimum value. So it's 0.01. You can't go below that, which is what we want. And let's go back to the player. And the player is been set up over here. I'm just going to bring it and drag it, put it in the middle of the room like this. I'm going to press the F button so we can see it. So this is our player. Now, if I press play, let's see how it would behave. Control P. I'm expecting it to, okay, it seems that we fall down. So yeah, we just fall down. And we are in our skin and we're just having, we're just falling down. So this is not what we want. And that's the reason for that being is that we need to check our colliders. We need to make sure everything has a collider. And probably for the floor, we have not placed that. Okay, so let's go for the collisions. I'm going to double click, just make sure that I'm selecting the right floor tile. And then I'm going to open the prefab and select the plane, and I realize that it does not have any colliders. So I'm just going to add a mesh collider. I think mesh collider would do fine. Yeah, that should be it. Let's go outside. And because we've made some changes in this prefab, it should be okay because we navigated inside it. But let's make sure that this lobby is fine. Yeah, that one's fine as well. Fine. So because it's a prefab, we expecting that everything should be updated because we navigated inside the prefab and made some changes. So all the prefabs that are being used now should have colliders. So let's play again. Control P. And we should be okay. Yeah, here we are. But the problem is that the player has this kind of mesh surrounding. Let's go navigate inside the player. And we have this armature, and then we've got this character. The character is just a skinned mesh renderer, which we don't want it. So I'm just going to deactivate the character. Well, it's going to be very difficult for me to see it here. So that's one disadvantage, but we'll think about that later on. And I'm going to go to the game. Let's see what else we can do. Nothing special here. So let's press Control P. So as you can see, I've removed all the doors because we want to be easily walking around. Gladly, we've got colliders for the wooden floor. Let's check the walls. Oops, no colliders for the walls. So I'm going to go inside the prefab section. I'm going to check one by one. So wall room, start with this one. Click on it. In here, on the plane, we've got a mesh collider. That should be fine. Doorway, let's click on this one over here. And let's see, we don't have, I'm just going to add a mesh collider. There's going to be a problem with this mesh collider because if I click mesh collider, what's going to happen, I guess, it's not going to let us go through here because it's going to go concave and going to fill this area. But we'll stick with mesh collider, see how it goes. If it doesn't work, then I have to put two box colliders on the sides. So let's go with the one that we can actually test. That's the lobby. Pick the lobby. Of course, this does not have any collider. It seems that it does, but there's a problem with it. This collider did not create any collision shape. Okay, so I'm just going to remove this. Okay, remove, and then add another one. I'm just going to say mesh collider. That should be fine. Yep. And then we're going to go with the lobby doorway. I'm going to do the same with this one. Add a mesh collider. Okay. Let's test now. Before we move any further, give it a test. I'm just going to expand this. Here we go. Okay. So hitting the wall, that's fine. Yeah, we can easily get inside. No, we can't get inside. So that's the problem that I was talking about. Yeah, we can't get inside. So what we need to do here is that we need to fix all the colliders by creating two colliders for these items that have doorways. Now I'm going to go with this one, but I'm going to fix the rest the same, and I'm not going to record it because I don't want you to watching me adding colliders all over the place. So here we are. I'm going to remove the mesh collider. Just going to say remove. And I'm going to add two boxes here. Just going to say 3D object cube. And then probably red, green, blue, which is the Z. I'm going to just 0.001, something like that. Very small, much smaller. Yeah, that should be good. Oops, that's the collider. Now let's put it on over here. 0.001. Here we are. Pressing the F so we can see it. Let's go with the height that we want it to be. And that height should be, I guess, 3, because that's, no, that's the height, y3. Let's put that 3 and put this 1.5 in the center. Okay, and then this one 0.5. That's good. And then that should be one side. Control D, we go to the other side. Now, I'm sure that one should be 2.5. Yep. And for the top part, we don't want any. We're not going to use that part, are we? So I'm just going to name this collider 1, and then yeah, that should be fine. That should be doing the job. And then I want to come over here and just remove this component and the mesh filter. Sorry, it's just going outside of the record boundary. So, but I'm just removing those components and just keeping these two. Just keeping this collider, box collider here. That should be fine. Let's give it a test, and then I'll go and fix the rest. Okay, let's see if we can slide in. Yes, that's good. Yep, that's good. Let's take a close look, because sometimes camera just sticks outside of it. That's fine. We can see a little bit of reflection on the walls, which we're going to fix those later on. We should not go in. Yeah, that's good. Let's go in the toilet. Here we are, the walls. Oops. Okay. What happened? Well, yeah, we crossed the wall and we just entered another room. Okay, so that means I have to go and fix the colliders for all the walls and all the doorways. Let's check the stairs, because I'm sure that I added something for the stairs. Here we go. We've got. That's good. The stairs are working fine. Yeah, we're happy with the stairs. Can we get bypass these fences? No, we can't. Let's try it here. No, we can't. Up here. Yeah, that's good as well. Okay, so I've fixed all the colliders. I'm going to play the game again. Just make sure that we have everything in place. There we go. Yeah, good. We have to disable this. Again, I think I disabled it while I was running the game. So here we go. Make sure we are stopped and remove this character. And then run it again. We just need to make sure that we can cross all the doorways. We collide with all the walls. Okay, here we go. Yeah. There we go. Yeah, that's good. Yeah, we hit the column. That's fine. Okay, we get stuck here. It's not very smooth. We might need to, again, we might need to fix the collider, because when we go up, we sometimes get stuck. Or we might just need to widen the stairway. I don't know. Sometimes, yeah, see, it happens a little bit. Like, I think it's to do with this fence. I might just go and check the colliders again. And then here we are. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. For some reason, I'm stuck in this corner. So here we go. Now we're out. And I think that's because of the doorway. The doorway does not have any collider. I've not put any colliders for the doorway, but sometimes we get stuck. These are the little things that we have to take care. See, now I'm kind of stuck. I can't move. I'm just pressing any key so I can jump or move. Here we go. No, nothing. So as you can see, we found a bug. I'm going to go and try to see what the problem is with that later on. But usually they are related to colliders, and sometimes they are related to the player width. So we're going to go here, take a look at the player, and speed 4 is good. The height 2 is a little bit too high. We want our player to be a little bit short, so 1.7 might be a good thing, and you can see it's changing it here. The radius for the player 0.2. That means 0.4. Fatness, so it can cross the door. It's not that bad. It seems to be good. Let's go with something like acceleration. Yeah, we've got a little bit of acceleration while we're running. The jump, we want to disable the jump. We don't want the jump. Dash, no, we don't want dash. And interaction, we're going to deal with this later on. We're going to disable this and just move it to screen cursor or something like that. But for now, we're going to have our own interaction system. Okay, driver. This is the part that it moves our skin with. Oh yeah. So I'm just checking that's the snap force max slope. These are fine. These seem to be okay. Rotation, that's fine. That's our mouse doing the rotation. And animations. Yeah, we don't want to touch this at the moment, but later on for NPC characters, we'll deal with this part. We've got some footsteps. I'm not sure if you can hear that, but they're very shallow. I might just increase the volume for that because these got some material sounds here. And then when we select them, the part of the game creator, and then when I click on this one, I can check and see that they've got some volume here and some audio assigned to it. So I might increase this later on, but that's for later. But for now, the player seems okay. The only thing that I've changed is the height. And I don't think that's got anything to do with that stucking in that corner. Let's take a look at that corner, because there's nothing strange about that corner. The only thing is that we've got this kind of three-corner stuff going on inside each other. I might add a column here, and that column might do some fixes. Not sure. I'm just saying. So let's take a look at, let me see. The colliders are always something that it might be a little bit tricky when you've got two colliders sitting on each other. No. Yeah, it could be this. The colliders might not be very well aligned with them. So let's go inside there. Let's see which room is this. Oh, here we are. Oh no, the collider seems okay. It's fine. Let's check this one. This one, please. It's got a mesh collider. Maybe I should get myself a little bit distance from the mesh collider and just use a box collider. Sometimes that fixes the issue. So I'm going to do that actually. So I'm going to go with box collider and replace all the mesh colliders with box collider. See if that kind of fixes anything at all. Now that we have replaced all the mesh colliders with a box collider, let's give it another test. Let's run it. Here we are. No problem with this corner. not getting stuck there. All seem good. We can't hit the column. Yeah, that's fine. We go around it. Stairs, all good. We can't climb the stairs because I've made some changes with the stairs as well. Let's see why. Now, it might be because of the reason we need to increase the slope because the slope is fine. So maybe I need to take a look at the stairs. Let's go inside the stairs. So this is how the gliders look like. Now this one has a slope more than 45 degrees. Let's take a look at it. That's the slope too. Yeah, it's 47. So we need to make sure our player can handle that and can climb that slope. And then we've got this, and then we've got this flat area. Oh, I see. The flat area has been reset to something very strange. And this is bad. Okay. So I guess I have to create the flat area again. Let's see if we can just rotate it now. Something like that. Yeah, we want to make sure it's 0 here. And probably position, I'm just going to 0 it out. Let's take the wide, it's 1.52, that's not right, it should be 1. And this should be 1 and 0. Yeah, that should be good. And now let's move it. Let's put the snapping. What do we want for the snapping? This is too much. 0.1 for now. There we go. That's the place it should be. It looks okay to me, not very okay. We need to see it based on other stuff. Like we need to be able to view other stuff. Now we can see that it needs to come a little, we need to bring its height down so it aligns with this corner and aligns with that corner as well. So I'm gonna disable the snap and just bring it slightly down like this. Select it so I can see it. Maybe we should have an option that we could see all the gliders here. Can't see any. No, can't see any. Okay, I'll have to discover that later on, how I can see all the gliders, because these meshes, these objects, they don't have any mesh renderer, so it's very difficult to see them. I'm going to select this one, press F, so I can bring it center, and select these two so I can take a look. Yeah, that's the part that when we step through, it looks like you're having a small jump. So I need to bring it a little bit down and then move it a little bit back. Okay, so only a little bit and then move it back like that. Another look. Perhaps even more. I mean, that's not too much. We can ignore that. But I'm just going to do it a little bit so I can just make sure. Let's take another look. Yeah, that should be fine. That should be fine. Okay, let's give it another go. These little things, you know, these items, issues, you see how sometimes they make quite a lot of challenge. And yeah, here we go. Now back to this corner that we got stuck. Are we going to get stuck? No, we're not getting stuck. So see, I mean, although a mesh collider seems a proper thing to use, and it's just a mesh, it's just a flat mesh, but as you can see, it caused a problem, and we had to just replace it with box collider. So not everything behaves as as you expect. Maybe I'm not very deep into the programming side of stuff and not aware of what's going on behind the scenes, but the thing is that it just didn't work, and I had to just go and replace it. and now things seem to be working fine. Cool. This was a nice one to take a look into, and I'm going to stop the recording here. And the next phase, we're going to go for the post processing and probably a little bit of setting up the lights and doing a bake. So we've got quite a lot of journey to go for. I'll see you on the next episode.